we are again. Here we are again. Another episode of The Real You with Monsta. I am the Monster. Muncher is Harrell himself. We got another special guest here for another great episode. I never really like to let nobody or lead nobody's introductions. I always kind of let them, give them themselves. So I'm going to let this beautiful young lady tell you who she is and her own introduction, just like I do everybody. So let the good people know who you are.
No, I appreciate you. I'm Ashten Smith-Gooden, and I go by Ashten Jewel on social media. I'm the co-founder and COO of Swish Cultures, a basketball media platform where we highlight NBA, WNBA, overseas, G League, all the way down to like high school grassroots, and just making sure that we cover, basketball the best way that we can, because we were athletes first, so we understood how it was to be on the other end of the camera. So we're just trying to implement that on the back end. So the whole platform is for y'all to make you guys have a safe space, and hopefully we doing it right. Clearly we are if I'm on the pod, so you know what I mean. Just taking it day by day, growing. Shout out to my brother Jordan Richard, my other co-founder Anthony Goods. A family friend of ours, Mideo Sofeso, who helps us with our creative end, and just building right now. So I'm excited to be on the pod.
For sure. Thank you for being here. So we're gonna jump right into it with my little red book of questions.
Let's do it.
My first one. What is Swish Cultures?
Yeah, so a little bit about Swish, kind of like how I was explaining it earlier. We're a basketball media company specifically. Hopefully we could grow into like other sports, but we just try to make sure that we cover everybody equally as much as we can. Because, you always see like the one percenters. You always see like LeBron James every day, even if he's not playing. So we want to make sure we show him as well as somebody that you might not see playing in EuroLeague, BCL, any of these other leagues going on, G League too, college. So that's basically what we're trying to do, is create a uniform platform where you can see everybody and see what they're doing. So that's a little bit about what we do to Swish. Hopefully we can grow into other sports soon. I think we could definitely rinse and repeat this model onto like football, other sports that we have ties to with the players as well. So hopefully we can grow pretty rapidly.
Okay. How did the whole Swish Cultures movement come about?
Yeah, so it started with my brother and co-founder. They played basketball overseas.
Mm-hmm.
So Jordan, which is my brother's CEO, he had like this daydream when he was in Japan that he wanted to create a platform where you could see what's happening on the other side of the world, essentially. Because as soon as you get on the plane across the water, you're not hearing about any of these guys, essentially.
Unless you just kind of know, if you know basketball.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. But no, you're right. You're right, definitely.
But the casual, like, basketball fan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah. So he wanted to at least have a platform to show highlights.
Mm-hmm.
So he started chopping up highlights alongside Anthony Goods. I was actually at Berkeley, and I played volleyball. So I be kind of getting away with it because people see I'm 6'2", and I have like a little muscular build. So they're like, okay, you must play basketball. But I was a volleyball player.
Shout out to the volleyball.
Shout out to the BB girls,
For sure.
And then, so I went to school with like Jaylen Brown, Ivan Rabb, Tyrone Wallace. So like those type of guys. So when I heard what Jay and Ant was doing, I was like, naturally, I want to be a part of the scene. So I picked up a camera, started, chopping up highlights, doing a little film, photography, videography. Then once I graduated, it was their off season. So we all linked back in LA. We tapped in through our network with like, some assistant coaches like Phil Handy. Shout out to Phil Handy, because he's honestly been one of the first ones to believe in our whole entire vision. Olin Simplest, Chris Johnson, Rico Hines, Jay Cook, all of them have been very, very helpful in our beginning journey. And shout out to everyone else that I don't name on here, because I be getting nervous. But yeah, they helped us. The first type of stuff that we recorded was like some pre-draft workouts of Shea. Chris and that sort. So we were really tapped into the pre-draft, and then we started doing the open runs. That's when you started seeing our stuff go a little more viral, and with the workouts. So one of our first workouts was like a Tristan Thompson, and we learned everything off YouTube with the camera. So we were like, yo, we cannot mess this up. Like we're going there, we got to really lock in. And then we started getting a lot of respect from the players and how we presented what we did. So it was really cool how that came about of just the traction with the NBA side merging with the overseas, and then just building from there. So that's a little bit about how we started.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So where? So you you said it's you, your brother, and a family friend or
He was my brother's teammate.
teammate.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically you three that run the brand.
Correct. And then we
Okay.
just brought on a family friend, Mideo Sofeso. So it's
Okay.
like four of us.
So it's four now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how did that basically like? How does that work in favor with you all? Because you see the brand and you would think it's like only one person runs it, or only like it's only one person that's kind of doing it. But like that's new information to me. Like I found it out a while ago. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
feel me, when I actually played out here and you guys used to be on the sideline. But like for the people who don't know, like how did that come about and how do y'all um work well with it only being just that small group of close knit family people?
Yeah, I think everybody's like, dang, we thought it was more of y'all.
Right.
We're like, nah. And we live in the IE too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you're familiar with the Inland Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, let's say from here, maybe like 50 miles away. So
Mm-hmm.
we drive out to LA almost every day.
Wow.
To cover, Clippers, Lakers, you guys during the summer, Drew League, all that type of stuff. So it's hard because it is such a small team,
Mm-hmm.
and we were athletes first, so we're like learning more about the business as we go. And one of my really close friends, she was like, "Y'all are flying the plane and fixing it,
Right.
essentially."
Right.
And then that stuck with me because it's like we can't stop what we're doing to fix all these other parts that we might have not known in the beginning. We got to do it simultaneously. So it's a blessing that it's small because we're able to fix the kinks now and not have to worry about paying somebody that's on payroll and that's an employee. So it's like we're just affecting ourselves essentially at the moment. But it is a little tough because there's so much time in the day. There's only a handful of us.
Right.
We don't really have a life like that, but it's like it's so fun because we're around people like you. We know a lot of people. We're growing our network and stuff, so it just feels like a really good unit and a solid place that we're at. So it's like pros and cons, obviously. So that's
dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So with being in this space and kind of the media outlet space, what what doors do you feel the Swish Cultures brands has opened for you?
Like for me personally?
Yeah.
Uh,
Because I don't want to hear about what it was done for like your brother, and I'm trying to get him on, and we're gonna ask him questions.
Yeah.
I want to know like you
For me,
specifically. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Because y'all. I'm pretty sure like I've seen it. Y'all don't go and work the same games all the time. Like
Correct.
I've seen your brother, and he's been recording. It's just been him.
Yeah.
So I want to know like for you.
No, for sure, and that's also another thing. Like I've been working on too, because like that's my brother, so I feel like I'm glued to him too. Like I think that's a natural sibling thing, especially since I'm the baby of the family. Like I always kind of want to do what he does, so like branching off of myself. But for me, I feel like Swish has opened a lot of doors. Like I'm a talker for real. Like I really like to get to know people and talk with athletes and figure out like their story. Because like going through college and stuff, I wish I was able to hear more about like how you came up, like how you grew up, more about your personal side instead of seeing you on the court. Like everybody sees you on the court, you know what I mean? Nobody knows who you are, so I like to know more about the person, and I think that's what helped me as being under Swish is figuring that out. That I'm actually like a personable type of girl. So I think that was something that really got me out my element. And then I've recently been doing like post game interviews, which it was not really comfortable for me at first because I get nervous. It's like standing in front of the class, like you get nervous, kind of asking questions. So that kind of gave me a sense of like more confidence in myself, in more of a professional standpoint, rather than just completely depending on my athleticism, like how I usually did growing up and stuff like that. So it's just allowed me to develop like every skill set that I have essentially.
That's dope. That's dope. And I'm actually glad that you, like, in your, answer you gave, you said, it kind of, you want to know more so like the real you or the person, and that's what this podcast is about. You feel me? To get to know the person from behind that camera. You feel me? That's why I wanted to know, what do you feel like it's done for you. Another question that I have for that, how is it being female in the media industry? Because I'm almost positive that it's a lot different when your brother goes and shoot for Swish Culture versus when you're there shooting. So
yeah,
what do you kind of sense or feel?
I feel like honestly, I feel like I've gained a lot of respect because at first, when I was first in the gyms, it would be me and Jordan. I don't know if they thought we were together, if people thought me and him were like boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever it may be. But I noticed like people wouldn't approach me at all, so everybody would dap up. You know, to be honest, now thinking about it, I think you used to do it.
Me?
Yes, you did.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know about me. I ain't gonna sit here and cap it down to you. I don't really dap a lot of people up when that summer come around.
That's fair.
I'm in kill mode, so I kind of got
That's
my
the
stuff.
truth. That's the truth.
I get in the gym, get out. You feel me?
Okay.
So, and then really, if you had a camera in your hand, I thought that to you, and unless you just I full blown know you, like you feel me? Like now it is like, okay, it's different. Like I've known and conversated with you, your brother, on multiple terms and stuff like that, but fresher knowing you, yeah, I probably did do that. I ain't gonna sit here and cat you down.
You said, matter of fact, I probably did.
I ain't gonna cat you down. You feel me? Because I know how I am in the summer. You feel me? And
you were locked in the summer.
with the cameras and stuff like that. Like I had to come out of my shell when I started shooting my podcast and my day to days and just different stuff like that. Because 9 times out of 10, I come in and get to work, and if it's getting shot in that point in time where somebody's recording, cool. But I'm not just gonna. I was never one of the ones that just run around behind myself with a camera. I felt like it's kind of like some ego shit.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna give you a pass.
Yeah. So yeah, if I did it, I apologize. I'll tell you right now, I apologize.
And it brings me to my point. Like, I'm just goofy. So I was gonna say that. I'm gonna say that regardless.
This is a full blown conversation. Be used as general conversation.
Yeah.
Ain't no cut. Ain't no edits. Say what you feel.
Okay. All right. Well, matter of fact, no, I'm just kidding. No, but it's cool though. Like in the beginning, at first, it was hard for me because like I said, I was starting to realize I am a personal person, so I wanted to get to know people. But in the gym, they would dap up everybody else, and then when they come up to me, they won't say hi, nothing. So I was like, dang, I don't know how to move for real. So then, because it's a family business, I would talk to the fam. I'd be like, I feel like, Jay, you should introduce me to people. And then he was like, okay, like, I'll do it. But then my fam was like, Ash, you need to actually introduce yourself too. Like, don't always rely on Jordan to do certain things for you. Because he's not going to, like how you said, he's not going to always be in the gym. So that kind of changed my mindset a little bit. And then I was like starting to feel more comfortable talking to people. And that's kind of how it started with, building my own confidence and my own like brand identity, and just developing my own relationships with different people. So yeah, that's kind of how it was starting off a little bit earlier for me. I honestly don't know if I answered the question. To me,
I just want so just like you did, but just more so like just tell me what you feel
about being a woman in sports,
and not even in sports, it's in media.
In media, I think being a woman in sports or in media in general, it's been honestly not too bad for me. Yeah, but I've heard horror stories, obviously, within, my counterparts that are in it. But for me, I think what's helped me is having my brother alongside with me. So, I'm able to listen to certain things that he does. He knows the game in and out. and I know for a fact that I never was a real professional hooper, so I'm gonna take a step back and learn from y'all, and then insert certain things that I feel like I can apply to the table and bring some depth to it. So I have that. I think that's what makes me maybe a little bit different than other people in media, is because I know certain things that I'm good at that I can bring value to the conversation instead of like, okay, I know how to make this certain segment pop off by possibly bringing something controversial to the table that regardless if I know hoop or not, I know it's going to get a lot of clicks. So it's just like a little bit of balance of learning like who I am and just trying to figure out that aspect of being a woman in sports or in media per se. Just a lot of learning. It hasn't, but to answer your question, it hasn't been, too difficult for me.
That's cool. So going back to something that you said early on, when you were in school, like you was playing sports and stuff like that, like you said your brother had a vision. This is something that he, definitely thought. This is something that he definitely, seen happening. But why did you feel that, it was something that a path that you had to kind of join along with? You feel me? Because I'm almost positive, like you said, like you was in school, you was playing volleyball.
Yeah.
Like, pretty sure you had your own life. Like, what made you want to grab that camera and, like you said, add value to the Swish culture brand?
Yeah, I like being creative. So I like art. I like drawing. I like music, film, photography. Like putting all that stuff together. And at first, like I was interested in it for real, and then I was like, okay, maybe I need like a real job after. So I went through this whole process of potentially working for like Oracle. Um, and so I went through like a 3-4 stage like extensive process. Like that they had a partnership with like Berkeley, because I went up to school at Berkeley. They had like a partnership with them, and I went through it. I made it all the way to the last steps, and my mom was like, "Is this something that you really want to do?" Because
what's that? Tell me what that
is. To be honest, to this day, I don't even know. Like I knew of Oracle Arena, but I didn't really know like what the exact brand is.
Yeah.
So to be 100% transparent, to this day, I have really no idea. Shout out to Oracle though, if you want to sponsor this pod,
Fat chat with you.
Yeah, we're gonna cut this out and then I'm gonna read.
But nah, for sure. Okay.
Yeah. But I think I'm not gonna lie, I don't even really know, but it was something that I was gonna do, and they liked me, so yeah. And then my mom was just like, "Is this even what you want to do for real?" And I was like, "I don't know what I want to do." And I think since I didn't take it, it kind of fell in my lap, the Swish stuff. And then I just started going to workouts and everything. And I thought it was fun. Just being in the environment, still being able to experience the athlete lifestyle without having to be an athlete was key for me. So yeah, I love storytelling. I like being able to talk to people. So it just made sense. It made sense. And Swish, like when we first started, it was a hobby. It really was. Like we didn't know that people were gonna rock with us. Right. Yeah. So once we started growing, I was like, I need to go back to school because we need somebody that knows at least some type of business background to help take us to the next level. So you went back to school? I went back to school.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I went to USC and got my master's in entrepreneurship and innovation, which is like in their business school. So I went there. I got it done in a year.
Damn, hold on. So
yeah.
So you went to Berkeley.
I went to Berkeley for undergrad.
Okay. Hold on. Wait. See, this is all the stuff you're supposed to say in your introduction. See,
my bad.
So now I gotta pick it up now. So okay. So you went to Berkeley. Okay. Undergrad.
Correct.
Okay. So is that where you went all 4 years?
All 4 years to play volleyball.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Just want to make sure. I didn't know if you went somewhere else and then just came here for undergrad, because I've seen people that do that. Okay. So you went to Berkeley all 4 years.
Yeah.
And you did undergrad there. And then you went to USC.
Yeah.
And then finished what you did there in a year.
Correct. Yeah.
So your degree at Berkeley was in
sociology.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you finished up with the degree at USC
in entrepreneurship and innovation.
Okay, so how did
merge.
you go from sociology?
Right.
Because if I'm not mistaken,
mm-hmm.
that's the studying
kind of like people and like behaviors and stuff like that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So how you go from that
to what? To like being more in the business side. Right. You know how college is, undergrad. I mean,
I don't know how it is.
You're right.
Still ain't graduated.
It's okay.
Hey, no, it's okay. Once I seen you had to graduate, to get a check, it was all right for me to go. So hey,
matter of fact, I'm out.
I'm still gonna graduate though, because I made that. I actually made that promise to my grandmother before she passed this earth. So I definitely said I was gonna graduate. So I'm gonna finish up. And my academic advisor is actually in NC State now, so I already applied for school. So
that's amazing.
I was gonna finish it.
Amazing.
That's always something I was gonna do. But, in school at that point in time, no, I didn't have to stay. Once I found out the check that was calling,
you said I might have to see you later.
I had to pay these bills. Grandma, she understood that.
I
can get that.
That's a fact. That's a fact, though. So, I respect it. Sure. Yeah.
Nah, so definitely explain that.
Yeah, sociology for me. When I first started college, I was so focused. I was really focused on volleyball, even though I was like academic. I was really focused on volleyball and trying to get acclimated in that realm. I kind of picked up sociology. My mom was a social major, so it just made sense to me. I'm like, she's doing pretty well. I'm gonna just kind of follow her footsteps in a way. And then I started taking the courses. I ended up liking the courses, but I don't feel like I really used my degree in undergrad.
So mom out here, you feel me?
Shout out to mom.
She's out here, basically diagramming you up before you walk in the house type.
Yeah, like she
reading engines for you and come in the room.
She's great. She's great. Yeah, she don't play either. She gonna laugh when she sees this. She know. She knows. She does not play, but she's amazing. She's a teacher too. Okay. So she kind of like set the pathway of like, all right, this is what you should do. And as being a Black woman, you always have to kind of be a little bit more, do more. Always 1%, 10%, 100% more than the rest. So she implemented that in my head and was like, okay, you got your bachelor's, you gotta get your master's, because if all of this fails, you need something to fall back on, and you're gonna be hot when you're doing 100% of the same work and somebody's getting paid more than you. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Did I fight? Of course I did. Right. Yeah, naturally, but I did it, and I'm glad I have it. I'm glad that I had the experience to do it. Like I said, I don't. School is not necessarily for everybody, and I think it should be dependent on what you want to do. But if you are in the corporate world, it will probably help you if you get the master's degree and stuff, just for in regards to like pay and stuff like that.
So you got into sociology because your mom was in that field, and you feel that you had to go on that path. Okay, boom, that degree.
Yeah, so it makes sense for sure.
The one at USC.
Yeah,
was that more so for the brand, or it's something that you just felt that with talking to your family is something that you had to do and go back and get?
It was a lot for the brand.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was so much stuff happening. Like, we got KD stuff, Tristan Thompson, D Wade, Rondo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like how we got you. Then we got like upcoming pre-draft. Got Shea. Like we were really early on. So it's just like all this stuff was happening, and it was a hobby. We got to figure out how to make this a business if this is something that we want to do for the rest of our lives.
All right.
So I went to USC, tested out the brand. Had to learn accounting, had to do had to pitch the brand almost every week, create like slide decks where it shows like what value your brand even brings to customers. Like, I had to go through all of that very intensively. So, but it was helpful because it kind of puts me in a mindset of like, if we want to get if we want to do fundraising, investors, etc., this is what they expect. I feel like our community doesn't really get the accessibility to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it was a blessing that I did go there because I was able to get like the cheat sheet. So I'm glad. I'm glad I.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. And then for you to say you completed that in a year, that's super dope. That's super dope. Congratulations. Congratulations. So with doing that, and actually, having the Swish culture brand where it is now, what do you think is going to be basically the next stepping stone for you all to, take the brand to the next level? I know you said y'all added another family friend, added somebody else that helped bring value to your team. You feel me? But what's going to be that next step, or what you feel that next push going to have to be for y'all to, make Swish Cultures even more household name than what it already is?
I think scaling and bringing more people in, a huge thing, for me personally, and my brother and co-founder, me, they all rock with the idea. It's like helping funnel in, athletes that are kind of on their way to retirement
Mm-hmm.
onto like in the media space and just like hiring them because I knew in volleyball as soon as I graduated, I don't want to play no more. I didn't want to play pro. I didn't want to go overseas. Like I didn't want to do all that. Like I knew earlier, like super early on, but I feel like, you know, and I could be wrong. So please, put some input into this. I feel like a lot of men in sports, when they retire, it's kind of hard to figure out that transition point. Like, especially if you've been doing it for a long time. Of like, okay, what do I do after hoop, after football, after all this stuff is done? Do I want to be a trainer, a coach? The typical go-tos, or what else do I want to do? But if you still want to be in the sport and you want to be in that space still, I feel like we have a perfect platform to diverge into. And so that's a huge goal for us. Eventually getting investors to make this, even a grander scale. Actually have like a lot of ownership over things so we can have more control. And then go into the other sports. And like I said a little bit earlier, do like rinse and repeat. So I think that is something that would be super dope for us to do. We're working towards it every day.
Nah, I definitely agree with you. On the I can't really say as far as all retired players because it's different times. People doing different things with their money, investments, and things like that. But it's definitely one of those things that you have to learn the different scale of, you know, being in a space where you're not on your normal, basketball routine. You feel me? And I had to go through that with dealing with this injury, and it makes you wonder. It definitely has you thinking. It definitely has your mind start to race and figure out what your calling may be outside the game. So it's definitely one of those situations. So it's dope that you all are looking at an aspect of one to help and empower, bringing guys and bringing safe havens for people to be able to pick up outside of when it's all said and done. So that's dope. Um, Another question that I had that's in my head now with hearing what y'all trying to do with the Swish brands is if you were to go into the other sports, with football and doing the different aspects like that, would you still continue to call it the Swish culture brand?
That's a great question because like we're trying to figure that out too.
It's gonna be tough to take over football.
It's tough.
It's gonna be tough.
It's tough. Like the swag is different, the culture is different. Like
y'all built around basketball.
We're built around basketball, and that's why I went to Super Bowl because I wanted to check. I wanted to peep the scenery out. I wanted to see how it is because I don't want to step in with a basketball mindset, like being around y'all so much, and then take that to football because they're gonna be like, nah, like chill out, And so I went to Super Bowl. It was cool. I met a lot of great people out there, but the culture is different. Yeah, the way they move is different. The way they talk is different. So I'm glad I went and am doing research about that and just making sure if we do go into that realm that we have somebody that represents that realm already that's really tapped in, help us, like really be a part of it so
Sure.
we step correct.
For sure.
So it's cool though. I'm glad that I'm getting these experiences though. So hopefully they rock with us when we go into that realm, like how they're rocking with us now. That would be really cool. So, but I 1000% agree with what you said.
Okay. So you're gonna try to take the Swish Culture name to it, but might have to be a change.
It's gonna have to be. It's going to. We're gonna probably have to change it for sure. It's gonna be a separate thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's still gonna be the culture, but you're gonna have to just find a different name for it.
Yeah, it might be something culture stuff. Where it's still like, okay, there's an affiliate, but I don't think we can bring Swish Cultures like it. It doesn't even flow. It doesn't even flow right.
Nah, it's not going. Yeah, I give you that. I see that aspect. I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
So, what is one what is one thing in the Swish Culture brand that you feel that has kind of one of the aspects that you feel that kind of took place that you wish that wouldn't have happened in the brand?
Ooh, dang, I never even thought about this. I wish didn't take place. I wish
because it's different when we see from the outside, but everybody's like you're the business, so
yeah.
What do you think? Like it's one thing that's like we kind of could have stayed away from that.
Oh, okay. So I could kind of raise you another question then. Like, are we talking about? And I know you're probably gonna say anything, but are you talking about media? Like how we deliver content we put out? I knew it.
Because I don't know. I'm asking the question because I'm asking. I want to know the whole Swiss culture. You feel me? As a whole, you feel me? Like I see the same as what everybody else sees. You feel me? So I want to know. You feel me? Some of those hiccups, Swiss cultures, and kind of you feel me been through that you wish you could have avoided because y'all had to learn it from, like you said, the ground up. Like this is y'all like trial and tribulation going and producing this and doing this flow of content, media, all this learning on the go.
Right.
And ain't nobody teaching y'all like, hey, this is what you do, this is what you don't do.
No, that's a fact. So that's a fact. I wish we knew more about the business side earlier on because it's like I said, we're trying to learn all the stuff while we're producing content. Like we probably could have made it so much easier for ourselves. Like in some ways, we sometimes work harder than smarter, but that's just naturally because we're just like such in the trenches. Like we're gonna work our asses off essentially to produce as much content as we can because we know what you guys want to see. But with that being said, I feel like we could have implemented like some type of tactics earlier on where we're not killing ourselves every day and waking up at 5 and going to sleep at like 3 in the morning to post something that might not have been hit. So it's like that type of stuff is kind of tough. In regards to like posting, I don't know if we have anything where like dang we regret it. Yeah, honestly, we've been very fortunate to not have like a lot of problems, to be honest. Because I've heard horror stories about people posting something and they're like, "Hey, take that down right now."
Right.
Yeah, so we try to make sure like we ask if it's cool if we could post, so we don't have to deal with that breakup relationship.
Right.
Because you know how it is. It's very intimate if you're in the gym by yourself trying to work on something that you specifically want to work on.
Right.
And we in there recording, sometimes you don't want that posted. So we just have to kind of be cognizant of it. And we are because we play. And just make sure like we try our best to talk with you guys before we put something out. Of course, we make some mistakes, but our hearts are 100% pure, and we try our best to just make sure that everybody's good.
Okay. So another question that I end up, coming to wanting to know, what is the viral, the Swish cultural viral moment, the one that kind of sets y'all over the top to, people rocking with us. Like what video was that? Do you remember what it was?
Oh man, I don't remember. I know a bunch of like our LeBron James football video during COVID went viral, but that was a little later on. Devin Booker one went viral too. The double team.
Mm-hmm.
That one went viral.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like we thought it was cool. Like we understand both sides because that was like a controversial thing. Like double teaming during off season.
Pickups,
yeah. So we're like, oh, we don't know
right.
how we feel because it's
right.
a little bit on the edge.
Right.
But that was one. Ben Simmons threes is one. That went pretty viral. That we're like we know we're onto something. But then again, like I said, our whole intentions is like posting positivity and stuff. And then some obviously people are gonna be like, yeah, and say put their own little twist to it. But those types of stuff like Shay's pre-drafts, Tristan's workouts, that was where we started getting a little bit of like, oh, okay, specifically stateside too, because we were starting to take over the overseas market with some of the chopped up highlights of the overseas guys.
Okay.
But once we started tapping into the NBA, that's when stuff started kind of, going up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope. So, how is it that you all would how is it that you was able to get the content that you was getting from overseas players and able to be able to get that and post it and be able to keep a frequent flowing market with it because this ain't like y'all getting like old clips and nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like nah, y'all getting like guys that are like 8-hour time difference, whole daytime difference. Right. You feel me? Y'all getting the clips, in timely fashion. You feel me? For the shit, almost for some European sites are posting them and stuff like that. You feel me? So
yeah, it would be like YouTube or players would like send us their video. So like that was super helpful too. And then we ended up partnering and doing some stuff with like EuroLeague, so we could tap into like their clips and they'll just send it to us too.
Oh, okay.
So that's been honestly super helpful. But before we even had those partnerships, it was like a lot of YouTube. Gotta find a link, find a website that you hope doesn't get a virus when you download it.
So I know.
Yeah, so we would do that, and then sometimes we will watch the game. Have like, we really invested in ourselves with our equipment in the beginning. We'll have like 2 laptops set up, record the games, especially if we're familiar with some. Exactly, we would automatically start recording the games and chop it up. So it was a lot of hard work, honestly. We were going through it because it was like, man. And then sometimes we would post it and nobody would even rock with it. Like even the player, we're like, hey yo, listen, we got you.
It's tough for a player because like if you automatically like, especially if they sending you the highlight, you don't want to be the person that's just automatically like reposting.
No, for sure. You trying to be cool, yeah.
It's like, you paying for them highlights or something like that. So it's tough.
Yeah.
But nah, it's still dope. It's still dope. You feel me? To the point where y'all was able to bridge the relationship and build a partnership to the point where y'all got the ties with the EuroLeague. That's dope. There's a lot of great players over there who in some lower countries that people don't know how to get the access to still see them play and things like that. So for you guys to still catch their highlights and post them and stuff like that, that's still dope and amazing. Another question leading from that: how is it that you all how do I want to say this? How is it you all pick out where you kind of gonna go to shoot for the day, for the week? on that time period.
No,
you feel me? Like, cause like I'll live, like you said, fucking what?
Too far.
Yeah, like with LA time, I probably say what, hour and a half.
Yeah,
good hour and a half.
No, that's a fact.
Without traffic.
Yeah, sometimes, especially
that's what I'm saying.
When y'all be in the valley, that'd be killing us.
I don't know who y'all. I don't go out that way. Trey's got a small perimeter of travel spaces in LA planned. I don't.
Hey,
I can't go way out there. It's too much for me. If I go, it's one time.
That's a fact, because I see you out there one time, and then you.
I already know what I'm talking about. You see me at Olin Run one time.
And that's not even the valley, though. That's the crazy thing.
Shit, far. Because when I played out here and was like, I was about to say grew up. Damn, tripping. I told somebody I was supposed to be from LA the other day. But nah, when I was hooping out here and shit, I only kind of lived on the airport side. So
it's far.
When I come out here in the summer, especially when I fucking played out here and was living out here, my crib was on by the airport, by that side. You feel me? So Westchester area, like LMU over there.
It's very far from where exactly.
That's a commute. So I gotta mentally prepare for that, because like you go and hoop for an hour, whooped out
all day. Don't even try to go back home.
That's what I'm saying. You done, you whooped out after hooping, now you gotta get in the car and sit for an hour and a half.
It's sick, actually.
That's why I said people Trey got a short window where he go play pickups at, and 9 times out of 10 they only at UCLA.
That's a fact.
I go to my other homie spot a couple times. J Law, shout out to J Law. I go to Olin once or twice. Shout out to Olin. But other than that, I got shit. Yeah, it's because that was UCLA is already 30, 45 minutes from the airport side.
Yeah.
So I'm going any farther than that.
It's raps. You might as well.
I might well get a room over there for the day or something like that. Like,
no, for real.
That's too much. So yeah.
And you be working out too. So like how you said, that's another element. At least, well, I'll be working. No, I don't work out. Let me not lie on the pod. Let me not lie. All right.
But nah, tell me how y'all guys go about picking out where you all are going to shoot for that upcoming week.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard specifically in the summer because everybody's schedule is different. You might, hear that so-and-so is going to be at this gym and then last minute they don't go. But we're already driving out there because it's like, well, we already had a plan that we got to leave early. Like sometimes we leaving like at 4 a.m, headed out there. So it's just like kind of tough. But usually, in season, we have a schedule. We have Clippers, Lakers, because we cover more in Cali because we can. I cover some Brooklyn Nets stuff too. Shout out to Brooklyn Nets. They're really cool. The PR and everybody over there. So, but we have the whole NBA schedule. We just plan out like, okay, we know for a fact we're going to go to Clippers, Lakers. So that's no brainer. Now let's see if we're going to go to Warriors or are we going to go to Brooklyn or are we going to do X, Y, and Z. So that's cool. During the summer is when it gets tricky because everybody's still on vacation, so they could kind of choose when and where they want to do it. So it's been cool though because of the runs. Everybody's usually a set time, and nobody really misses it unless they really not trying to do nothing. So we'll more so go to the set runs that some of the trainers already have on a Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, etc. So that's been pretty helpful, with the planning situation.
Okay. So, another question that I have, it's kind of 2-part question, but I'm gonna ask the schedule one first. So, as far as the filming, cause I hear when you say, y'all do set runs that either the trainers have or like you hear somebody hooping or something like that. But as far as the NBA goes, y'all only cover Los Angeles teams, and that like one time that y'all kind of like, or 1 or 2 times I go to Brooklyn or wherever, like y'all only cover LA teams.
Yeah, it's mainly LA because we're here, we live out here. Eventually, if we when we start to scale and get some more people on board, we'll probably try to send or have somebody that's Brooklyn based or New York based cover Knicks and Nets. That'd be solid. Then have somebody in Texas, maybe someone in Dallas, someone in Houston. All right, we got the majority of Texas covered, right? then you know, just start growing and planning people in different areas. So now we can have, you know, our own IP essentially, and we own all that stuff. So that's the goal. So we can start expanding within the league. But as of right now, we're just covering LA because we're just super local.
Okay. So that's something new to me right there. So I definitely thought that you all kind of like cover like the whole NBA as a whole. So like that y'all would kind of go all throughout the NBA, but nah, to see that know that y'all only that.
Yeah.
That was actually my next question, but
yeah.
I thought that y'all was kind of like, since you had said that y'all just like kind of only do um really, I thought y'all was doing it. Well, to hear you say that now, I see more so that y'all are more so trying to do a Swiss culture nationwide with multiple people instead of it just being you all flying out doing this. That. Okay, so yeah, I see that. Yeah. But that's dope. That's dope. I definitely get the aspect of it now. You feel me? Because I thought more so that it would be with y'all being a family in a group that y'all would, you would go to a TV game or something in like Milwaukee or something, and then your brother would go to the other one or something like that. Right. But
we will probably still do it, even when we're, you know, have a bigger team. Just for right now, we just want to make sure like we have our base teams like covered, because you know, everybody's gonna visit LA, so essentially.
You're gonna come across seeing everything.
Yeah,
so it makes sense.
But I get what you're saying with like different matchups, because there's certain games we wanted to go to, and we're like, we can't do it. It's just like it's gonna take too much time from being out here, and just, you know, and it's money. So we're bootstrapping everything from ourselves. We don't have any investors, so we also want to make sure that we're financially smart with where we're allocating money to.
Sure.
So yeah, it's like it's a push and pull type of situation.
Understood. So tell me, go back to what you hit on, the partnership with the NBA. How did that come about?
I wonder. I'm gonna tell it, and then I'm gonna tell you if I could keep it in for show. But let's say like originally we got in trouble. That's how like we ended up even getting in contact with the league, like because we were ripping clips, and you know they have that copyright now on Instagram, so we were getting flagged crazy, and so you know we got hit up by NBA. They're like, hey, you guys have like the #1 page where it says that you guys are like not supposed to repost, because we were doing it so much. Like it was a little OD, I'm not gonna lie. But the way that we approached the situation, and like we would take the clip, but we'll also kind of edit it, and then we would try to teach what was happening. Like somebody did a double cross, you know, fade away, sidestep. Like we try to break down like certain players in their game, so they saw that we weren't just copying their caption and stuff like that. We were really taking it and recreating a different piece, and they liked it. So the attorney got us in contact with their creating team, their content team, excuse me, and they really rocked with us like heavy. And then that's kind of how our relationship started, and we just started having some meetings, and then they liked what we did in the summers too. So that's how we started our partnership with them.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That's big time. That's big time. You feel me? Especially with, like you said, y'all are, doing everything in house. You feel me? So for y'all to actually, stick to y'all grind. You feel me?
Hey, we were scared. We were like, hey, Swish, maybe no more.
Shut you down quick. Especially with copyright, something like that. You feel me? Yeah. So
we were terrified, and the big dogs came after us too with the attorney. Yeah. So we were like, oh, okay. We get it. We get it.
Okay. Yeah,
that's our bad.
Respect though. Respect. Yeah. Sticking to y'all grind, man. It just shows the hustle and the real belief that y'all have behind y'all brand. You feel me? And y'all stuck to it. So and it's paid off. So I
gotta give a big shout out to Kevin from the NBA. He's been super helpful
for sure
with that process. So he was the one that actually like saw what we were doing and was like, yo, they're actually like solid. So Gotta give a big shout out to Kev.
That's dope. That's dope. Like I said, that's dope, man. For like y'all to stick to y'all guns and keep grinding and really see the start to where y'all at now. So that's big. I
appreciate that.
Applause for that. What is the next question that I have for you? I kind of want to get a spicy one.
Oh Lord,
spicy one. Tell me
spicy.
Tell me what's matter of fact. Let me see if I think of a spicy one real quick.
Not the spicy with the tequila.
Yeah, I'm trying to give me a good one. I want a good question. I don't want no like BS question. Yeah, I want. Matter of fact, give me something. Give me one of these moments that Swish got where y'all ain't posted.
Wait, what'd you say?
Give me a moment that Swish Cultures has that y'all haven't posted.
That's actually a really good question. It's multiple posts that we don't. If somebody getting dunked on crazy,
don't give me that political answer shit.
I don't
want no. Oh, he gets dunked on. Oh, he gets crossed on. Give me one of those moments. Like, I taught one of my guests I had on Chanel, and we talked about in the Drew League when the game and Jay Hen got into it. So give me a moment that Swish Cultures has that they haven't posted. That's what I want to see.
All right, let me think.
Yeah. I don't want
I'll be putting all that in the archives too.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want none of these little tea because it gets spicy in the summer. I know how guys get competitive, start jawing back and forth. You feel me? It comes to chest bumps sometimes. You feel me? So everybody got one of them instances, and for you to be around the recorder for how long you is, I know you got them moments.
I know for a fact I do. I'm really trying to think of it.
Just give me. I just ask for one. Don't be scared now.
It's not necessarily scared. It's my memory. My memory be bad, and you're gonna think I'm capping, but I'm not capping. My memory is really bad.
She's smoking good gas, y'all.
I don't remember. Hey.
She's smoking good gas, y'all.
That's lies. All these lies being told. Do I have one?
Don't look for help. She ain't on the podcast. Don't bring outside help.
I really don't remember. Trez, look at me. No, look at me right in the eye.
Look, but
I don't remember. I'm gonna think of one while we continue.
Jesus Christ, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. People ducking questions on it. That was a simple question. That was like simple too.
What's the next question while I think about this question?
I don't know. I don't even know where to go.
I'm
kind of thrown off now. Took my shot. I kind of thought I was gonna get a little story, but
Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay, let's flip the script. Hold on. Let me get my media back.
No.
Let me get my media back.
What you want to know?
When we recorded you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You was talking crazy at one of it was it Chris Johnson's? Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Chris Johnson.
You was talking
Chris Johnson's.
Yes.
What is that?
It's the half court and you guys were doing ones, I'm pretty sure.
Chris Johnson's.
Yes.
What was this? I'm lost. What gym was this?
Just Hoop. It has like the Just Hoop on the floor. It's a half court. Once you pass the little fence, you go to the back court and it's only half a court. And you guys play ones pretty much the whole time.
Who was running it?
Who, like the trainer?
Yeah.
Chris.
Oh, at Chris Gym. Okay,
yeah.
Got you now.
Do you remember that one? Where you was talking spicy.
Who was I playing against?
I gotta remember who you was up against, but
I ain't go to.
You didn't go a lot. You only went maybe twice.
Yeah.
And everybody was locked in. Everyone just kind of stopped what they were doing and just watched you. I
can't remember. I don't know.
Oh, now you can't remember.
I can't remember who I played. I went twice. The one time I did go that I for sure remember is I met Master P.
Yes.
And
okay.
D-Wade was in there.
Yeah. So
that's the one time I know for sure remember. But I did go another time where I did play ones. I just don't know who I played against.
going on. And I wish I could set up the
That's what I'm
scenery.
saying, but that's different for me. Like you try to I talk shit probably everywhere I go hooping, like, cause I'm a stand on. You feel me? I'm backing up in the hoop, so I don't. You can't really use that with me.
But people don't realize that you do this.
Yeah.
It's not just on like in a game. This is during practice. It's like during ones.
It's
like
basketball. It's basketball. Once we go in between the lines, it's different from
this was even before.
Right here.
No. This was even before you even enter in between the lines.
That's what.
As soon as you walked in the it's straight business. You walk in the door. You be.
Because I'm hooping.
You be like, look, no. You be like this. What's that?
Yeah. What is it talking about?
What? You don't socialize with nobody.
What is it to talk about?
Okay.
It's the only thing
I need. It's the summer.
What I need to talk about.
All right.
Because what you got to understand is my mindset is different from most people in the summer. Most people in the summer would go through and want to do like they'd be taking vacation. Most people would be on vacation mode. Not me.
Okay.
Because I don't vacation. I haven't vacationed in 8. I've been in the league 8 years. I haven't vacation no year.
Oh.
And when I mean no vacation, I have never took a vacation as far as a trip out the country, overseas, none of that shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because once the summer hit, I take 2 weeks off. I take 2 weeks off while I don't touch a basketball. I just be around my kids.
Mm-hmm.
We go to Disneyland. We go to the works. We go see family. Like we just go around just doing shit. Like that's probably the most money I spend the first 2 weeks of my fucking when I'm off in the summer. After that, I go into my regimen of my workouts in the morning with Rico and the runs that he have in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And that's every day. And then on top of that, sometimes I hoop twice a day. Sometimes I might hoop. I'm always work out with Rico in the morning because we work out 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Rico's runs are at 2.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can catch a run in between to, you feel me, Olin or something like that may have a run at 10.
It's like back to back.
So
if I can back to back. Yeah.
If I can get it in, then I go. But my regimen is Rico morning, Rico afternoon. Rico morning, Rico afternoon. That's all week. And then I put what I worked on in the week.
Yeah.
To use in the game on the weekend.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah.
But when you walk in, you don't smile.
There's nothing to talk about.
Like this is honestly the most I've seen you smile ever.
I told you it's 2 different places. It's
That's fair. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
I tell people that all the time.
I'm gonna give you that.
People don't really understand when it comes between me and in between those lines. Like that's like I said, really what this podcast is for, people to come on and speak their real truth about who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like that's what this podcast is about. But a lot of people don't know that about me, which I'm okay with them not knowing that because I'm not gonna break my neck to
convince somebody. Yeah.
Either. Like I don't care. I don't care. Especially between the lines. Like you ain't the other 4 that's on my team that I'm playing with that point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other ones we gonna because the places that I go, if you lose, you gotta sit off and watch or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Right? Nah.
Yeah.
Rico shit, it's 3 quarters going on.
Yeah.
Only wins matter on 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's a fact.
If you on the loser, you gotta win.
I felt like it was different though.
Like
I felt like this situation was different because, like how I said, y'all was playing ones. Y'all wasn't doing no team stuff.
So now that's you versus me. So now,
hey, we were like, "Yo, what's going on?"
That's a whole different thing.
I don't even know if we recorded it.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. See, it's different once again when I said I'm relying on another 4. So now I'm going to talk to the 4 that I'm rocking with, and other people that I'm playing against are going to have to deal with this or rest day. But ones, that's just who the better man is.
Yeah.
Come on now. And most people can't do what I do as far as talk and play the basketball game.
You was talking.
That's what I said.
Do you even be realizing what you be saying, or do you do you be blacking out?
No, I know exactly what I'm saying. I'm not spazzed out for that. I know exactly what I'm saying. You feel me? What? I'm me, man. That's what I tell you. I'm me, man.
That's real. That's what I'm trying to figure out if that was one of the moments we archived. I don't think we were allowed to record it. I don't know. I think there was a situation where we're like, Can we record this?
You gotta ask Chris. I don't know.
I have to figure that out.
That's when you gotta call Chris and ask him. I don't know. It's crazy how you flip that question.
You like that?
About me. That's wild.
You like that? But it's the truth. It's the truth. It is the truth.
That's wild. You duck that question. That's
standing on business.
I see. That's these young kids out here doing nowadays, man. They following these Drewski ways. These young kids out here, man. I'm getting old, so.
Oh my God. Okay.
It happens when you run around toddlers, man. It's crazy.
That's
crazy. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
That's crazy. But I don't talk. Once you if people really know me, I don't really even talk spicy. I'm very mild. Give me the mild salsa. Bring it right here.
That's cool. We ain't gonna even dig into that. I see people in the background making faces to you, making comments saying you mild and all this. So I already see us a lot. So, before we even get to, far on
give me the mild.
It's all right. It's all right. It's cool. We ain't gotta worry about it. But this what I want you to do for our last question right here.
For sure.
You tell the people what or who Ashten is. Everybody, like I said, kind of got a idea of kind of a little bit of who Ashten is, and seeing her with Swish Cultures brand and what you do with them a little bit here and there. Being in the light of interviews here and there, but tell me right here and the people, what you want them and who you want them to, know Ashten for.
No, for sure. I actually learned this in college. It's like something called like intersectionality, where you could be more than one thing. Because at first I was like, dang, people are gonna only know me for being an athlete, and it kind of like messed with my mind a little bit. But once I learned this word, I was like, okay, I'm a Black woman. I'm tall. I don't fit the mold. I play volleyball. X, Y, and Z. So I think I'm a multitude of things. Like especially right now, even though I'm in the media space, and I could be very much an interviewer, a host, X, Y, and Z. I am very goofy. I'm funny. I think I am. I'm kind. I really like to know people and to learn more than anything. And I love to make people feel comfortable because, a lot of people don't know this. I'm a type 1 diabetic. So which I probably should have shared that in the intro. I apologize.
Do your thing, man. Like I said.
Hey, Trez is writing this in his mental notes. Like, yo, this is her third strike.
I told you to do your thing in the beginning.
No, for real.
That's tough to have to deal with. My grandmother was diabetic as well, so
yeah,
that's definitely like you feel me, doing all the things that you're doing, overcoming that, and
appreciate it.
Still making sure your health is number one. So
thank you for that. So I deal with that. So that I think that allowed me to be more empathetic with people, and especially with injuries now. Like I had 3 injuries, knee injuries back to back in college. So when I see somebody get injured, I know how that could mess with you mentally, physically, emotionally, everything and above. So I'm super empathetic revolving around that situation. So I just try to just be myself more than anything. And myself is not the normal, woman that you're going to see on, Fox Sports, ESPN. But that doesn't mean I don't rock with any of them. I'm such a girl's girl. Like I am such a woman in sports type of girly. Like I just love everybody. Like I don't have really any beef unless somebody caused it intentionally. I want everybody to succeed. And I think to go back to your question, what people don't know about me is just like I'm gonna be myself regardless, and that's essentially different. So just try my best. We don't know the answers. We just doing it.
For sure. Well, I mean, that's all the time we have, folks. We had Ashten Smith-Gooden here, one of the half parts of the Swish Culture brand. She does a great part with her family, her good friends, man. I thank you for coming on and blessing this podcast with your presence and being a host here. We definitely thank you for being part of this movement, and just coming up here and being able to speak your truth of your brand, you, and just the overall accomplishments that you guys have done and will continue to do it. So once again, we thank you for doing that. Thank you for being a part of that.
Thank you for having me on, and I am so honored that you said you were going to give me a chain. You know, I was not expecting this, but you guys, Trey said he's going to give me a chain. I can't just say no. So,
hey, we got to figure that one out. We got to get some the real U ones made or something like that. We got to figure that out. Definitely got to incorporate the first one in there. I don't know if she can get one of these right here. I'd be looked at sideways, people out here.
No, I really appreciate you. I think what you're doing is really dope. I understand the grind. I see you got the roadcaster out. Like, you really serious about it. You're streaming. You have the kicks line out and everything. So you have a multitude of different things that you're doing, and I think that's super inspirational. You're not just categorizing yourself as one person, but a plethora of things, and that is not easy to do. On top of rehab and trying to get yourself healthy, so hats off to you, and a lot of prayers your way. And thank you for having me on.
For sure, for sure. See, that's how you're supposed to end a podcast right there, man. Somebody, you give flowers to people and they give them back, man. This is what this podcast is about. That's why it's called The Real You with Monsta. Like I said, I'm Monsta. We got the beautiful Ashten Smith-Gooden here. She's done an amazing job tonight having this podcast. Like I said, I'm grateful for you coming out, being a part of it. That's all we have. Y'all have a good one. See ya.
Thank you.